welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise and we are going to make Jubilee cakes. I'm laughing because we're going to attempt to make Jubilee cakes. So they're literally just going to be like a fairy cake, but we're going to do them a bit bigger. We're going to do them in muffin cases, and the Jubilee bit is going to be the buttercream. Hopefully, I've never done it like this before. I've done buttercream before and I did okay. Piping skills were okay and I don't practice it, so it's total fluke. But today I'm going to try to make like a buttercream topping that's going to be blue, red and should be white, but it's going to be butter colour because I don't know how to make it white. So we're going buttercream. I'm going to do it a lemon one because I did lemon last time and it came out really well and I really enjoyed the taste. So last time I made them on this channel, I think it was like 3 months ago, because I did look up the recipe because the cake actually came out really well. Girls at work really enjoyed it. They said it was really moist and I enjoyed it. It did sink a bit, but somebody did mention how to fix that. I need to whisk the butter and sugar up. So my dogs are eating and getting excited and stuff, so that's what you can hear. Yeah, whisk the butter and the sugar up more. So I've got my whisk out. We're going to whisk everything as we go along. Might cut it out, might put music in. I don't really know where we're going with it. No. Okay, so as usual, I've just made a boo-boo and I didn't press record. I was sure I pressed record. So all we've missed so far, 110 grams of butter, 110 grams of sugar, which I'm now going to blend up and whisk, but I'm going to turn the camera off. That's the only reason I knew that I had to press record. I'm sorry. So yeah, 110 grams of sugar, 110 grams of butter, cut up into little chunks just to whisk it a bit better. I'm actually going to get a spoon and mush it a little bit first because the whisking isn't going to work yet, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so that's the sugar and butter mixed in together. In the bowl we have 110 grams of sifted plain flour, there's 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, which is going to go in here. And then in this bowl we've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then we're going to put 2 eggs in that. Which I'm going to keep for my flowers because somebody mentioned that this is good for flowers, so I've got to let them dry. Little bit of eggshell in there. Quick tip as well, I found this one out recently. If you get eggshell in your egg, use the egg shell that's in your hand to get it out, because otherwise you're like fishing around and it's swimming away from you, whatever. This silly wording, sorry, I can't think of the right wordings. But the eggshell just attracts it, so it's easy to come out. And then we're just going to whisk that up with the vanilla extract. And then all of that goes in there. Make sure we get all the liquid out. And we're going to whisk that until combined. When we turn it on, of course. Muffin cases, we've got 12 going because we did 12 last time, but I know that some of them weren't quite filled up. So I'm just going to go with filling them up until I'm happy. That noise you can hear as well is the oven is on gas mark 4 preheating at the moment. So we are literally just going to dump our mixture in. Oh, just in case you can't see over there very well. It's gone like a nice light fluffy, it's very fluffy and light feeling texture. I have red cases as part of our colour scheme. That was a fluke that I actually had some. It came from the Christmas batch, so I was quite lucky with that. The idea is not to go out and have to buy loads of extra things all the time, because I'm trying to get a good stock up and then it's not such an expense, is it? So I'm putting quite a good dollop in them. I think it feels like quite a good dollop. quite a lot of mixture in here, surprisingly. It doesn't look like I've touched much of it. Let's just leave that one for a minute. And I haven't got one of those silicone ones, so I don't know if these are going to come spread out as they cook. I'm not sure. We will find out. I'm okay with making mistakes with my cooking anyway. Beauty of my mistakes is that you can learn from mine as well, so I'll let you know if anything goes wrong. Oh yeah, this is a good amount. I think using the whisk this time instead of trying to do a lot by hand. I don't know why I did that. I think it was in the recipe, and people said not to do that because my hands can't handle it. I think whipping it up with the whisk has made it lighter and bigger as well. So there we go. 12 muffins ready to go in. We're now going to put them on gas mark 4 for 18 to 20 minutes, and I'm sure I took it out at 19 minutes last time. We're going to do the usual, put a toothpick in the middle, and if it comes out clean, it's cooked. If you don't have a toothpick, you can use a knife. You want to pick the thickest part because that's going to be the gooeyest bit of any one of them anyway. And I will be back and show you the outcome. As you can see, the cakes are all done. They've been cooled. So I sat them on this, like on the grill bit, so they were a bit higher in the oven. And so they were cooking faster from the outside to the inside, so I actually did have to turn it down. If I'd not done that, they would have been in the right place in the oven. So put them in the middle of the oven and the timings will be good. These ones have risen a little bit. I think they were the first ones I done. So they're pretty good. So now we've got to do the icing. So again, it's the same measurements again. 110 grams of butter, and there's 110 grams of icing sugar. So we're going to blend this up, and we're going to add the icing sugar, a very small amount at a time. It is a little bit time consuming, but it's definitely worth doing it. If you dump all that straight in, you'll get a mix. You'll get the buttercream, you know, it'll work, but you're more likely to have little pockets, little lumps in it. This one will, if you do it slowly, it does make it more fluffy. It's way worth spending that little bit more time. So I'm going to mix those together to make the buttercream, and then we're going to divide it up. So I'm going to do that off camera because, like I said, it is time consuming. So these two things will be combined when we come back. Whipped it up. I put 1 tablespoon of lemon in, like I mentioned before. I did that last time. Really, really enjoyed it. So I've got a tiny bit of this. Pretend this is white and not yellow. This is our white. And I didn't measure these out. I just eyeballed it. I'm going to put some blue colouring in one, a red colouring in another. I did see a post saying we shouldn't use these ones because they're water-based, so clearly they're going to water it down. But I don't have any gel, so we're winging it as usual. We work with what we got. So I'm going to try and get as pungent a colour, but I don't want to add too much because I don't want to water it down too much. I've researched a couple of techniques on how we're going to do this. I mean, I don't practice these things, so we're just going to play it by ear as usual. But I did go a little bit more mixture in these because even if we only get the red and blue, it's still going to be okay. This might end up being pink rather than blue, red. No, actually it's not that bad. Try not to mix it around the bowl too much because I don't want to have to pick it all up. Alright, I have just washed my hands, just so you know. And even with a whisk, this did take a chunk of time. So it's still holding its texture quite well. I would like to put a little bit more red in. Should I go for a little bit more? Yeah, why not? Let's just do it, eh? I think if I'd gone with the gel, it probably would come out brighter as well. Can you even see this? My hand in the way? No, you can see it. I feel all... feels all cack-handed. My cooking always feels cack-handed. That's why I always think it's going to come out bad. too bad. It's not as red as I was imagining. There's quite a lot of colour stuck on there actually. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Dale's whining. So it turns out Chip is not impressed with the noise from the whisk. So he was barking at me and scratching at my leg. And now Dale's just whining because there's food up here and he can't get it. That's what that noise is about. They have both been fed. So there is no hunger going on there. Okay, so this is more pink than red. But we're going with it because if I can feel it sort of loosening up a bit now. Yeah, we'll just... It is what it is at this point, isn't it? Okay. This blue looks really nice. I have a feeling it's not going to come out blue. Well, that just went everywhere, didn't it? Because the butter's yellow, is it going to come out more greeny or are we going to get a blue out of this? Oh, it's not like the other one. It seems to... That's a funny texture. They're both the same make. It's wanting to stick to the bowl rather than... Okay. We use a different finger and get the red in there. I'm gonna have to wash my hands again in a minute if I keep doing this. I've got no fingers left to hold the bowl. Right, we're going in with a little bit more. See, that blue that it comes out would have been a good colour for them to be. The actual colour that comes out of the container. I'm sure if there's any hints or tips you'll let me know down below. Okay, we're going to leave it there because it's really getting runny now. Right. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands because I've now got to play with cling films. Bear with me, I will be back in a moment. I did research this and I come up with a few different ways of doing it. I feel like this is going to be the least messy, even though realistically, doesn't matter what I'm going to do, it's going to be messy. So we've just got cling film on here. Not clean, sorry, it's cling film. And then, well, we've really not got much. Okay, so we're going to put it in the middle. And then we're just going to spread it a little bit. Like that. I think the idea with this bit is not to mess around too much with anything. Sort of like that, I think. Right, I've got to wash my hands again. That's the length we're going to go, clearly. They didn't give us any hints and tips to that bit. So we're going to take the red. Just going to try and clump it a little bit so it's easier to spread. I'm going to put it down the side. Bear in mind, this is the first time I've done this type of piping and all this stuff, so however it comes out, it's still going to be an edible cake. So, you know, if we can get it the way we're aiming for, great. And then we're going to do the same with the blue on the other side. And they make it look so easy in those videos as well, because clearly they've done them a few times before. Oh, I just mixed a bit of red. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about that. Where was we? How did I manage that? Right. Let me get rid of this and wash my hands. So the way they do it, I'm going to try and do it. I'm looking at the camera at the same time so I can make sure you get the angles. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift it up from one side. We're sort of going to lift it up and over a little bit, and then we want this side to sort of touch that side. That's what we're aiming for. So we don't want to just pull it along. Do you know what I mean? We want to like lift it over so that it hits the other side. Then I'm going to push it down a little bit. I really hope this comes out well. So far it's looking okay. And I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Let me show you just in case, because I can't tell what the camera can see. It's sort of gappy. We're not going to worry about that right now. So that's touching that. The red is touching the blue on the other side. And then we're going to roll it very gently. I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm literally just rolling it over. Pretty good so far. Woo, and palpitations. We're going to pinch it at the end so it doesn't come out. And then just twist it a little bit. This is so it don't come out. Right. And then we're sort of going to just pat it a little bit, but we're really not going to play with it too much. Just like sort of smoothing it out around the edges a little bit. Don't know why they did that. I'm assuming it's something to do with the way it pipes out, so you don't have the gaps, I guess. Sort of makes sense, doesn't it, when you say it out loud? Sometimes. Okay. So I'm not doing it too much because I'm not trying to blend the colours in with each other. So that's it. That's what we've got. We're going to keep one tied up. This has got more on this end, so I'm going to keep this tied up because this is going to be at the top of our... We are using a piping bag, don't worry. We're going to use a piping bag. Then we're going to just snip the edge off of one end because clearly we want the stuff to come out. Is there a hole there? Yeah, right. And I did pick these icing bags up because if you remember last time, we had a whole issue with the piping bag, the material one, that I thought was such a good thing to have because we could use it over and over. But it broke the first time we used it. And this is all I've got. Didn't realise I didn't have that many. So I've looked at all the nozzles and we are going to go with this one. Probably got names and things. Did I put this in already? I've got to try and remember how to use it now. Right, I know what I'm doing, I think. Okay, yeah, so we're going to go with this one. It's just like a star one, I guess. It's the thickest one I've got. And then we screw this on. So our piping bag is ready to go. And then we're going to pick this one up. And we're going to obviously aim that down into the nozzle. The reason I picked this technique to do it is because the other one was going straight into the bag. And I just felt that would be too fiddly. This feels like it's too fat now. Okay, whatever. We're going to have to go with it, aren't we? Okay, I think we're close enough. So then what we do... Now this is what I learned from last time, is to twist the top. So it's tight against that. And then you wrap your finger around it and then it keeps it all secure. You just got to get the technique right. Wrap your finger around it and then you can hold it. And then this one will squeeze and guide. Technically, this is the way it's going to work. Now, you're quite away from the surface, so I'm just going to move you. Oh, me again, and my bloody recording. I was so excited about getting a different angle. So, yeah, we're just doing some little flowers at the moment. It's sort of working okay, though. Okay, I'm not going to mess around. So we've just done some little flowers. That's all you missed, a few flowers. Now, I'm going to try and do a swirly one, but you really got to put some pressure on this. Let me pick another. Okay, you ready for a swirly one? This is the reason I actually wanted the larger nozzle, was for the swirly one. I don't know if I've done one of these before. I can't remember which ones we did before. Okay, let's see if it... Oh, fingers crossed. You ready? Woo! That's not too bad. It could have been better. Granted, I didn't really do the circle very well. We sort of got the red, white and blue. I feel like I could have done even less of the plain buttercream, but that doesn't look terrible, does it? That's not bad. I've got the shakes. Trying to think what else to do. Should we get arty? I don't think I can get arty with the one nozzle. They had a whole lot of them with different colours. So let's do another Let's do another one with the little flowers. Okay, the flowers are quite easy. Yeah, I quite like it. Oh, I'm a little bit excited. Okay, let's try one more swirl and then I'll finish the rest off because you've seen it now, because that's the only two techniques I can think of doing with this nozzle. Oh, it's all that they kept showing me, all these different techniques, but it was different nozzles, so okay. Oh, let's go from the opposite way. Let's go around like that. Oh, that's not terrible either. None of them are terrible, are they? I don't know which one I like better, that one or that one. They both look quite nice, actually. There you go, finished product. I feel like I spread them out too much now. So as you can see, I ran out of icing. That was literally the very last bit, and then I thought, oh, let's do some swirls with some stars as well. So there's literally two techniques really. Your swirly ones, and then the swirly one that's the same way, but you just, instead of go around in circles, you go in lines. And the stars, there's two designs there, and they all look pretty. I'm quite pleased with them. Not bad. I feel like I should test one though to see if it's any good. I'm gonna go with the one that's not got much on it because it's not got much on it. I know I overcooked them slightly. Like I said, I put them in the wrong place in the oven, so there is, it's still moist. Oh my god. Okay. So when I was eating that, I could taste vanilla cake. Really, really nice. My vanilla cake is a little bit, not crunchy, but you know where it is, you can tell it's overcooked. That was my fault, because I put it higher in the oven than the midway mark, and I shouldn't have done that. So then I had to adjust the times because it was cooking too fast on the outside and not enough, quick enough in the middle. It's still moist inside though, so if I'd cooked it right like I did last time, where I put it in the right place in the oven, it would be way more moist, but it's still really, really good. But when I just started eating that, I'm thinking, okay, I can taste the vanilla cake, really, really nice. And I was waiting for the buttercream, but bear in mind, I barely got any buttercream on that. But right towards the end, I mean, you probably could tell from my reaction, I got that lemon. That's what I was waiting for. So let me actually just try some buttercream on its own. Okay, for my taste buds, so you can taste the sweet of the buttercream. Clearly it's got the icing sugar in it, but you've got like that undertang of the lemon. For my taste buds, there was a tablespoon of lemon in that. Now I did the tablespoon of lemon last time, so I don't know if the colourings made a difference or not. The tablespoon that I put in last time, I'm sure I put a tablespoon in. I went back to the recipe, I hope I got that right. The lemon was spot on. This one, I would actually add a little bit more lemon. I'd probably go for tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. But I do like lemon. I can eat a lemon like you can eat an orange. Like I can literally just eat it like that. So, you know, for my taste buds, I'd like a good punch of lemon. But what I didn't do, and every chef is supposed to do this, I'm not a chef, you know, taste it. Before I put it in the piping thing, I could have tasted it and added more lemon. But I didn't. Not a biggie though, because Corey would probably prefer it that way because he's not a lemony person at all. So there you go, my Jubilee cakes. I am so excited. Yep, really, really impressed with that. I was putting off thinking, oh, it's going to be too hard, but yeah, it's so much satisfaction when you do it, isn't it? So that's it, I'm going to go now. I hope you enjoyed, hope you're inspired. Maybe you'll do some Jubilee thing, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.